Yo, what's up, Eagles Nation? It's your guy, Cool Eagle, back here with another video. This video is going to cover three topics, man. Like the Le'Veon Bell situation. Is it worth getting him? Why is it not worth getting him? The trade for Zach Ertz, man, due to his declining play, and why is it just a legitimate case to want to get rid of Zach Ertz, and what can we possibly get for him? And then thirdly, how are we going to beat the Baltimore Ravens, who to me are a more daunting task than what we faced in the Pittsburgh Steelers, and here's why. But first off, like the whole Le'Veon Bell situation, I think that we just go ahead and cut that. It doesn't make sense. You already have a 3-down back in Miles Sanders, and you just don't want that kind of energy that Le'Veon brings to Pittsburgh and to the New York Jets, although it isn't the New York Jets. You don't want him around your locker room, like that selfish attitude, the egotistical attitude, not really team first attitude like you see in Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders doesn't care about his yards. He doesn't care about all the fancy stuff. He just cares about winning ball games and making sure his team is well enough to win ball games. And that's something that we need. And you don't want that same drama sequence like when you drafted Jalen Hurts and now you have speculation that it's affecting Carson Wentz's play. You don't want that same thing going on with Miles Sanders if you somehow were to get Le'Veon Bell. You don't want that. And in fact, you can't afford him. Like, you're about to be, $75 million over the cap next year. Stop it. And then Doug Peterson has already confirmed it. No. And then secondly, man, Zach Ertz, I think it may be a possibility to try to get rid of him now just because you've seen the decline in Zach Ertz since 2018. He's gotten 71.1 yards a game. 2019, that dropped to 61.1 yards a game. And now you're looking at the first 5 games in 2020 where he hasn't been much of a factor. He's getting 29 yards a game. And then his catch rate has went down from 70% all the way down to 54% this year. And all this is per Pro Football Reference. It's not good. And again, you just don't want those negative attitudes from your veterans to seep down into your young guys who are up and coming, playing really well under Carson Wentz's leadership. Something for years NFL experts have accused him of compared to Nick Foles. Nick Foles, even though Carson Wentz has thrown to the most wide receivers in the NFL, half of who aren't even in the league anymore. So trading Zach Ertz definitely seems like a likelihood at this point. But what can you really get for him? Because of his declining play, is his name really gonna get you a good player in a second round or a third rounder? Is it good enough? We just don't know that yet. But honestly, if I was going off Zach Ertz's name, I want to trade him. Somebody said, I think it was Bashir. I think Bashir said for Miles Jack in Jacksonville. And I was thinking of Darius Leonard for the Indianapolis Colts because Frank Reich, somebody that Zach Ertz is very familiar with, and probably be more of a destination that Zach Ertz would like to go and probably flourish in because, Indianapolis has always been good with tight ends. Dallas Clark, Eric Ebron, just to name a couple. And then moving on, how the hell are we going to beat the Baltimore Ravens? Because to me, this is going to be more a daunting task than you facing the Pittsburgh Steelers just because of the amount of talent you have on both sides of the ball. And let's just start with defense, okay? In the secondary, you have Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters, who together have 5 Pro Bowls and 5 All-Pro teams. This is going to be something our young wide receiving core is really going to have to take advantage of, or at least try to, because this is good. Because this is going to be one of the hardest secondaries that they're going to have to face all year compared to what they faced in Pittsburgh. And then on their front seven, you got Matthew Judon, who's also a Pro Bowler. And then on the D-line, you got Calais Campbell, who we know what he represents. And then you got Derek Wolfe, who is on that Super Bowl team, the Broncos. So, you already know what you're going to get out of him, what he represents. And then on the offensive side of the ball, man, of course you got Lamar Jackson, you got Mark Ingram, you got your Marquise Brown, you got your Mark Andrews, who is going to roast Nate Gary, man, if they even decide to run that slant in the middle where he's going to be. And I just hate the situation that we're going to have to put ourselves in, because how I think we should play the Baltimore Ravens is the fact that I think that we should get up in the receiver spaces because they're small, but they're fast, but they're small. So I feel like if you jam them enough, and you can get Lamar Jackson off his, off balance with the D line that we have, that's like first place in the league in sacks, and I think top 5 in in pressures. I think that we can easily throw Lamar Jackson off balance and really turn this game into our favor. And then we got fans coming in to the link, which is going to add that extra flavor, that extra motivation that Carson Wentz was talking about in his interview today. So yeah, man, this is definitely going to be a challenge on both sides of the ball. And I can't tell you what exactly the score is going to be, but just what we're going to do, what we're going to have, Jesus Christ, what we have to do to slow this team down is like we're going to have to be physical, because we can't not play zone with these guys just because they're too fast and we don't have a personnel that's equipped enough, based off the last few games that we've seen, equipped enough to handle these speedy receivers and Mark Andrews in the middle where he's thriving this year. So keys to beating the Baltimore Ravens. On the defensive side, get pressure on Lamar Jackson, get up in the grills of these wide receivers. That's exactly what you're gonna have to do. This is what the Kansas City Chiefs did to beat them. So I think we should follow this same method. Offensive side of the ball, we need to run the ball. They're very open to the run. They're like ever since last year, they've been very bad at stopping long runs. So we should enforce the run heavily. This is the game where we need to give Miles Sanders the ball 20 to 25 times and then set up the play action and then let our receivers do their work if they can take advantage of this great secondary of Baltimore. Because it's not going to be easy, because Marcus Peters is a guy that will literally sit on a route and play detective, and if you throw into his zone, man, he's gonna intercept it, no doubt. And then Marlon Humphrey, he's gonna take away your best guy. He's very good at playing up against your most physical receiver. So this is definitely gonna be a game, especially if you don't have Alshon and Deshaun Jackson again, which is probably likely because, well, we haven't seen him at all this year. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. Is Le'Veon Bell worth the risk? Who should we trade Zach Ertz to, and what's your case for trading Zach Ertz if you think we should? And what are your keys to beating the Baltimore Ravens? Let's talk football.